Okay, got a service call already done this morning. Looking good. It's only 10:13 and I'm ready to go. There's just one little problem. We got a tow truck driver in front of us here.
You can buy a Mercedes and wreck it.
Yeah. Hey, I'm fine. I'm not in a big rush anyway.
Take 2 seconds.
Thanks. Tow truck drivers. I tell you what, I can't say anything about them. Somebody might tell Bruce Anderson that I got a YouTube account. Yes, sir. Looking good. Interestingly enough, tow truck driver now has to put the cradle under the front end. I once had a job at a tow truck company. The first thing I learned was when Brent Anderson showed me how to put a cradle underneath an axle of a vehicle, just like he's doing there. I guess it was a cradle. I don't know what they call it. It's been so long, I don't even care anymore. Well, this just proves to you that rich people have accidents too. You see? They do. That's a piece of that Mercedes laying down there in the street, that silver thing in the gutter there. Used to be on that car. There's a big old fat redhead there. She looked like she might be pregnant, so I decided not to put her on YouTube. There's a little redhead walking her 3 dogs. Look at that. Man alive. That's a lot of responsibility, having 3 dogs to walk. Of course, you probably take the same number of steps as if you just had 1 dog, don't you think? You know what? I'm kind of going the wrong way here. That's what's wrong. Let's go up here and find a whole nother place to go. I just figured out where I was. I'm kind of sad. When you think about it, I must not be as smart as I look. Wait a minute. I may be getting my first YouTube comments of all time saying something like that. Alright, I know I don't look very smart, but I'd have to be smarter than I look. You know, if I don't have anything to say, I should just shut up for a while. But what if something happens while we're just sitting here and you missed it? And you'd be sorry. I got 2 cameras now. That gives me 4 hours of record time. I should be able to just leave this thing running all day long. Oh, wait a minute. The day is longer than 4 hours. Math was always hard for me. Women, I just noticed a little girl here. Well, she's a full-grown woman. But what she was trying to look feminine. She was doing all this at the same time. She looked feminine. She looked cold. She looked purposeful without looking angry. She showed a lot of talent for looking a certain way. I mean, just the multitasking aspect of it alone was phenomenal. And yeah, she was kind of cute too. You know, for a girl. Here's Powell's Books. Look at that. Ever been there? Well, we're here now. Here's a guy out front campaigning for, oh, it's a gal. Probably collecting money for her cause, which is maybe lunch. You'd have to be pretty brave to do that as a woman too. To stand out in front of Powell's Books and beg for money so you can survive. I don't know, there's something arrogant about standing right in front of the bookstore that doesn't fit the humility of a down and out, destitute, starving human being. But who am I to judge? Well, I guess I judged her already because I drove by without throwing any money out the window. It's all about my dog, it says. What's all about your dog? That dog print on the back of your car could be. I see the dog in the back of the car too. She can have that dog. The dog probably eats more than I do. And I eat all the time. You ever notice dogs though, the way they think? They seem to walk, they don't tell you exactly how they think because they can't talk to us, you know, but they do think anyway. They'll be walking around and they'll just see a box and we won't know nothing about what's in the box or nothing, but they'll walk up to it and start to sniffing and they won't stop sniffing because they know there's food in there. Somebody either got a yank on their leash or open that box one, or else have a raccoon run by or whatever would distract them from that box, I guess, before they would quit fiddling with it. I'm trying to find something to take pictures of other than myself, you know, because I see the problem here with just having a whole bunch of pictures of me. But it's really good practice for editing. I'm learning some really fun stuff on the editing part. I had one yesterday where I figured out how to do some really cool stuff using that Ken Burns effect, and you know, Ken Burnsing the last frame of his little sequence and whatnot to just spice up the emotional aspects of a video at the end there. I kind of liked it. It was sort of neat. Fun to learn that. Now, I don't know what all I could do with green screens. I guess you can take a picture of yourself standing in front of a green wall and then like take your head in that picture and put it on anything you want, you know. I could maybe have a video of Barack Obama making the most important speech of his career and then just put my face on top of it whistling Dixie or something. Never mind. Just try not to think about how politically incorrect that was and just think about the editing part, you know. It'll be easier for you to swallow that way. Speaking of swallow, that big dog is still in front of us in the back of that little car. Pretty cool, huh? It's all about dogs, I guess. I'm gonna see if I can turn in here. Look at all them movies on that one theater there. Now, there's never any place to park in here. I don't know why I even come in here. It's just not headed to even drive the back. Oh, here's one right here. Okay. See, sometimes the world accommodates not headedness. It's ugly, selfish, rude behavior that they'll shoot you in the head for. This guy, that looks like it could be a problem. You got to get that down on the ground before it goes kerboom. I suspect, dig me up out of the grave and kick me in the butt if I'm wrong, but I suspect that 3,000 or 4,000 years from now, they'll still, if the Lord hasn't come back, and I hope He does, but if that's the case, they'll still be inventing new stuff, gadgets and gizmos, just because they sell after you invent them. People can market them and make money off of them, so like they do the iPods and cell phones and everything else that comes out, GPSs and whatnot. But no matter what they come up with, here's my prediction: there will always be the element of the human being having to be the one who has the final say, final responsibility for what happens, the outcome or whatever. And we'll be directly involved that way. I don't think they'll ever come up with something that could just actually live for us. That is basic to the essence of this gift of life, that it is for us. Isn't that interesting? Unlike this car wash, which has no interesting value whatsoever. But it's on YouTube now. Let's eat something. Guess I'll have a peanut. I got a rotten one earlier this morning. Kind of changed the way I think of them, you know? I have this nasty feeling that one of these days I'm gonna sit down at my computer of an afternoon or evening and start editing a video that I took, and I'll find out that I had some wonderful pictures of my tongue or something. There's all zoomed in and ugly. That'd be a good title for a video of mine. All zoomed in and ugly. Help me remember that. I want to use that. All zoomed in and ugly. By Wally. I'm getting ready to take a Vicodin. See if that helps me any. I'm embarrassed that the camera's running, pointing at me. Turn that thing off. It's not easy being old. Oh, for heaven's sake, that's the street I wanted right there. Oh, the teriyaki heaven right there.
Turn left onto Northeast Outback Street.
Taco Bell. You can't get chicken there unless you get a chicken taco. Big hunks. These are good. They're just hard to eat. Chewy. Chew it up and swallow it. I don't know what it does once it gets inside of you. But it's probably not pretty, you know. But life is not pretty. It's not meant to be pretty. The thing is, I could be killed any second now. If one of these people were to veer off out of the lane and hit me head on, that'd be it. Last thing you'd see would be the flip bouncing off the windshield and probably shine past me on its way twirling around to the ground with my mouth spitting out a hunk of big hunk for the last time. And me just having an awful look on my face like I was gonna die. Mostly because I was gonna die. But even if I live, I've still got that big hunk in my stomach, you know?